of my own.
Liv Greene, look at you.
How you doing?
Let me analyze your compound, your fashion, because I need to know that an artist that makes me feel so many emotions, how they dress, how they live. I need to see it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is my little room in East Nashville.
Your compound, look at that. And you've been in Nashville, what, 2.5, 3 years, Liv?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Wow.
Coming on that. I moved here in June of 21.
Amazing. Do you love it?
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely like a beautiful, super packed community of musicians. You can never really get bored musically.
I mean, it's crazy that you've been here 2.5 years, Liv, because you've already established your name. It's like everybody knows you. Your music, your songwriting is like everywhere. So, man, you're killing it.
So that's really sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've kind of dreamed of moving to Nashville for a while. A lot of my like community from Boston and from when I was growing up in DC and going to music festivals in West Virginia and New York, a lot of my music community has kind of been here for a while. So it's been the natural next step. But I'm really grateful to have such a good community down here.
Did you always know that, Liv, that Nashville was the next step? I know you were rocking it in Massachusetts and in DC,
Yeah.
but like, were you always like Nashville's the place?
Yeah, I think probably by like senior year of high school, it was a pretty strong feeling of maybe I should move there once I graduate college, just because a lot of my kind of mentors through music camps, like Michaela Ann, who lives down here in Nashville, people that I'd known since I was like 15, Kristen Andreasen, a lot of them were moving from Brooklyn to Nashville in like 2013, 14. And so a lot of my like, mentors and community was already kind of down here and talking about how great it was. And so I think, yeah, probably going into college, I already kind of knew that was where I would end up after college.
Love it. Well, you're in the right place, Liv. We're glad you're here. And honestly, I feel like I spent the past like couple of weeks with you because I have listened to every Bright Penny like 718 times and the preview of Deep Feeler as well. Like, oh my God, Liv. So well, I can't wait for the world to hear it. But I feel like I really got to know you through your songwriting, Liv, a little bit. And I especially enjoyed how much of a romantic you are.
Oh,
And
yeah.
have you always been like a hopeless romantic?
Yeah, I think so. I was always, I'm the youngest of three girls, and I feel like I've always been kind of dramatic, I've always been like, I was never good at theater, but I was always a drama queen and really into just kind of oversaturating the emotion and things when I'm writing about them or when I'm watching movies. Or as a kid, I would listen to like my iPod in the car and look out the window and pretend I was like in a music video. I feel like I've always been kind of like turn the saturation up all the way with the emotion. And so being a hopeless romantic kind of goes in line with that, especially with loving storytelling. I feel like so much of being romantic is the story that we tell ourselves about something, and being obsessed with being like the archivist of something. And so, yeah, I think I've kind of always been that way, and songwriting just kind of made sense for an outlet for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to unwrap there. Like, I just love your stories, Liv. But, being a hopeless romantic, and for some in my audience that may not know, you're a lesbian. How was that? You went to a Catholic school,
Yeah.
and I know that, like, you came out pretty later in life, and I just imagine, like, I'm a pretty romantic guy myself, but obviously, like, not being able to kind of like express that at 14, at 15, that must have been hard, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, my queerness is definitely something that, I think in high school, I mean, I went to an all girls Catholic school. It's so cool that you like did this, you know, these things. Thanks for doing the little research on me. But yeah, I mean, I went to an all girls Catholic school. I went to Catholic school most of my life. And I grew up in DC, which was like accepting enough. But I think on the whole, I didn't really have a lot of queer representation. And so I never really let myself be queer and be in myself. So I think in high school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I just kind of, did well in school and then played my guitar in my room. And I think, yeah, storytelling and dreaming of romance was like the closest I wanted to get to it, because I wasn't quite ready to, I don't know, to like let myself explore that in real life. Like one of the songs on Every Bright Penny, Wishing Well, which is actually the one I play probably the most from that record, I actually started writing in high school. So it's kind of funny to think about how yeah, songwriting was kind of an outlet for me to like scratch that romantic itch when I wasn't quite allowed myself to go there.
That's funny. I would have pictured you were like the most popular girl in high school. I still think that. Am I wrong?
That's so sweet. Yeah, no, I definitely did not peak in high school, luckily. Yeah, I in Catholic school at least, I was pretty much a homebody. I would like go to folk shows with my mom, and I was more of a floater. I had like friends in different friend groups, but yeah, I played soccer. You know, that was a good.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a homebody.
Yeah. No, I mean, thanks for breaking that down. And, you know, obviously we're both friends with like people like Katie Pruitt, and there's a lot of people in the community, but I just find that stuff fascinating. But and Liv, you mentioned you like to act a little bit as well, or you tried to act. You tried.
Yeah, I'm terrible at acting. It's as a kid, I didn't grow up in a musical family or anything. So when I realized I was obsessed with singing, my parents were like, "Okay, we'll send you to theater camp, a little day camp in DC." And yeah, I have never really grasped the concept of acting. I think I read the script in a monotone and then got an ensemble role and cried in my bed for 2 days.
That's hilarious, Liv. But yeah, like the times I've seen you perform, I mean, you do have a magic inside of you, Liv, and you have like a superpower. Like I've seen rooms or also like a garden just kind of like shut down and be enthralled by every one of your words. Is that like what you like? What is it about performing, whether it's acting that you tried or music, that like is that what it is? Is that the magic trick that you like? It's no one can do it like you do it live.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think to me, it all kind of lays in the songs. I do love performing, but I think the magic really lands for me in like going to a place while I'm performing in the songs. And so it takes a lot more work if the songs are older. But I feel like my commitment in performing is to kind of try to be on the emotional journey that I'm trying to take everyone else on while I'm performing. So it's kind of a meditative practice. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely have been thinking a lot about recently, like the difference between performing and entertaining. And yeah, I feel like my kind of feeling about performing recently has been almost like it's a meditation. And the more I can be tapped into the magic of where I was when I wrote the song and what I was trying to say and who I was speaking to, the better the performance ends up coming out somehow.
Interesting. So when you said that it's harder to perform an older song, is it because like you're like a different person than the girl that like, you know, fell in love with New York or something? Is that why?
Yeah, definitely. I think musically, obviously, you know, they're well-worn paths, like the riffs you might play. Ideally, I'd like to, you know, visit like a new place every time I'm playing a song. Ideally, I'd like to like, you know, take a fresh take on it every time. But sometimes it's easier to be on autopilot with those older ones because of how much muscle memory we have. So yeah, trying to be fresh with the emotion on the performance, both with where I'm at in my life and also with how drilled they are into my body at that point with playing them, definitely was a struggle.
I think that's why your performances are so strong, Liv, because you really get into the performance on a very deep visceral level, and like we feel it. You know, you're not just mailing it in, I guess. But yeah. Oh my God, I have so many questions for you, Liv. But let me ask you, like, you're always so like, you know, like right now, you're just like so like in a good place every time I meet you, and everyone loves you. But obviously, it's not easy to like stay mentally sharp, mental health, and all that, Liv. How do you do it? Like, you know, how do you stay, you know, in good mental shape?
Yeah. I feel like in a lot of ways it I don't know. I think my community and my love of being outside and
Okay.
those are like three things that I try to come back to. It's definitely, as I'm like moving forward in my career, getting ready to release this next album, I'm going to be on the road more, and I'm been on the road more this year than I ever have before. And so just trying to learn how to ground myself in those things, the people I love, whether they're with me on the road or if I can FaceTime them, you know, being present in what I'm eating and really just being grateful for it. And also exercising. I love roller skating. That's something that's been really great for me. But yeah, just the basic stuff. Taking care of my body has been like really big for me in terms of staying grounded wherever I am.
Do you like touring, Liv? I know some of our peers love it, but I know some others,
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah, I definitely am like learning. I'm learning how I feel about it. I think I've been touring since I was like 18, very DIY. I was in like a little duo with my friend, also named Liv. We were called Live and Let Live. She played fiddle, played banjo. And yeah, I mean, I think I definitely feel like in a way I wish that our industry rethought it a little more. I think especially with carbon emissions and just like the amount of resources that go into it and how you don't really have that much of an experience of a place when you're going from green room to hotel to green room to hotel. However, I think as I'm getting further into my career and getting to like put my music out and meet people who have connected with the songs, it's been a lot more enriching to get to travel with the songs because I can see, meet so many beautiful people. And so I think focusing on the people has helped me with the willingness of it.
That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. Like the people, the colorful people, the different states.
Absolutely.
And you've talked a little bit in other interviews, Liv, about kind of like the financial challenges of being an artist today. And that is so true. That is so true. What is the one that like, I don't know, the one that is like your biggest like pet peeve today? Is it like streaming? Is it touring? Like the cost of gas, the cost of hotels? Which one is like one that you like really, you're like, man, like we should focus on that one.
Streaming. I feel like when you ask this question to other people, if you do, they might say the similar thing. I know merch cuts have been a popular topic recently.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm glad that people are bringing light to that. I'm only in the beginning stages of my career where that hasn't affected me as much, but streaming is definitely something that I'm passionate about trying to bring change to. There are some great groups like UMA, Union for Musicians and Allied Workers. There's a lot of groups that are trying to bring about streaming justice just because, I don't know. I mean, I could blast Everything is Free Now by Gillian Welch over and over. That's
not crazy.
That's our soapbox, but it's true. I mean, I didn't really get an opportunity to come into the industry when music was purely bought and it would just, I don't know, the cost of recording versus the amount that the music actually makes is just insane. And it's something that we've normalized. And I wish it weren't so. I mean, yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. I mean, a song like Take Me to the Station or Independence. I mean, these are songs that you spend like hours writing, like resources, like and it's so crazy that kids now, they just think it comes out of like thin air, It's wild. But
yeah, for sure.
Like, I know when you were growing up, like it was like a CD in your house was like, okay, like your parents are going to play this CD. And he was like, okay, we're, Emmylou Harris, like that's the night,
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, for sure. Speaking of, you say you're in your early stages of your career and you are, Liv, but you are kicking like ass. Americana Fest, you were one of the breakout stars. How was your first Americana Fest?
Oh, it was great. I mean, yeah, I live in Nashville, so, it was just kind of like Nashville turned all the way up and
God.
being so packed with musicians. And yeah, I don't know. It was awesome. I really can't complain. I got to play full band at City Winery Lounge and brought my banjo out again, which was nice. And yeah, it was just so inspiring, especially with the queer community being really strong there.
Totally.
Yeah, we did this event, Americana Proud, on Tuesday night. And
I heard it was great.
Really moving.
Yeah,
to be among a community like that.
I heard that one was really special. I'm sorry that when I saw you on Sunday, I was so tired, Liv.
Oh, thanks for coming to that. That was so cool.
I was like, I need to see Liv and I need to see a few others and my friends to see Chisholm, so I gotta drag myself there. But I pretty much dragged myself there. I was so tired.
Wow. Well, thanks.
Well, and I'm glad I did because my God, what a performance! And thank you for your time, Liv. Let me ask you just one more song, a couple more questions. Sorry. Let me ask about your songwriting really quickly, your process, because, you're one of the best songwriters in town, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, and you've won awards, the Kerrville Folk Festival, the New York competition for, so many stuff. You also did the Inside Voices thing. That was cool, that music camp during the pandemic. But I'm curious about your process. Now that you've been here, are you like in the kind of like music bro kind of vibe where it's like, let's go write a song every day from 11 to 4, kind of like the discipline of it? Or is it like you're roller skating at Shelby or wherever, and you see a squirrel and you're like, idea. That's it. You know what I mean? Which one is it, Liv?
Yeah, wow, you really have it down. That's kind of me. Yeah. The second one for sure. And I think living here, it can be really inspiring because of how so many people treat it like a full-time job where they're like, okay, clock in, let's try to write songs. And I definitely feel like that kind of discipline is like magic. It can be, in terms of just showing up. There's this idea of songwriting as panning for gold, and you show up to the river every day, and a lot of the time it's weird rocks and silt and sand, but it's the discipline of showing up. It makes it easier to strike the gold, and to be comfortable with bad ideas and knowing that that's part of the creative process. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely trying to weave more discipline into my like songwriting practice, but I've always kind of struggled with the clock in and let's write a song thing. I feel like songs are a little more mysterious to me and harder to pin down in that way.
Amazing. Well, Liv Greene, you have a busy day ahead of yourself, but I just want to tell my audience, I they have to check out Every Bright Penny and Deep Feeler when it comes out. I mean, Liv Greene, this is a name that, listen, on my show, we've had Lainey Wilson before she broke up, Morgan Wade, and I think we're going to put Liv Greene in that bucket. I think you are amazing. You give us all the feels, and live, sweet mother of God. So,
Thank you. Wow. That's
yeah,
so sweet.
absolutely.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Have a great day, Liv. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Bye.